Hello everyone. Welcome in the Mᴉndatory Show with me, Shandor. I'm back again and we are continue the good news around the world. We're gonna cover some nice good news around the world. It's gonna be about plastic, Great Barrier Reef, sea turtles, and everyday people making changes in their environment. So I hope you guys gonna enjoy it, and let's crack on. So the first news what I bring it for you today, it's about the Great Barrier Reef. So basically, once facing widespread coral bleaching, the Great Barrier Reef is showing signs of recovery. Hooray! Which is really good news actually. This is how a nice coral looks like behind me. I'm just gonna show. Here we go. This is a healthy coral reef. Basically, there you can see nice and colorful. Around them there are fishes, and yeah, so this how it should look like, a nice healthy coral reef. Basically, for the recovery, it's big thanks for the conservation efforts and marine protected areas, because some areas have seen significant coral growth. So let's talk about a little bit what is coral bleaching. So basically, coral bleaching is happening when it's stress occur. So basically, it's a response for stress, and basically coral bleaching occurs when stress coral expel the microscopic algae, the zooxanthellae, that live with their tissues, and these algae provide the coral with nutrition and give them their vibrant color. As you can see, without these algae, coral lose their colors and become pale or white. What could cause these stresses? So primarily, the coral bleaching, behind the coral bleaching is rising water temperature by climate change, but can be other stressors, include pollution, sedimentation, and overfishing. These coral reefs are really vulnerable. Bleached coral are more susceptible to disease and starvation, and if the stress is not goes away, then basically they're gonna die and leaving behind them the white skeleton. And it can be a huge consequences of this, because if the corals bleach, then basically lead to the death of the entire reefs, resulting in a domino effect. So as the corals go, the algae is gone, therefore the fishes will starve and they gonna extinct or die as well. And after that, basically coming the predator fishes, and they as well gonna extinct, because they don't have food to eat. And the loss of this vital ecosystem has a cascading impact on the marine life, coastal communities as well, because then people can't fish and they can't get their food, the daily food what they need, and also the overall health of our oceans, because corals are really important. Basically, they are our marine rainforest, because they have an incredible biodiversity and a big ecosystem. Corals themselves are tiny animals, and they live in colonies, and basically if they are died, so basically they're gonna be a hard calcium carbonate skeleton. These skeletons form to reef structure. Basically, these corals give habitat for thousands of species, providing them food and shelter, such as fish, invertebrates, sea turtles, and marine mammals as well. And they are essential for the health and the well-being of countless species. So therefore it's really important to still continue to protect our barrier reef. Basically, it's actually, if it's the coral, if it's healthy, then act as a natural barriers, absorbing wave energy, so it looks like it's gonna be tsunamis or hard waves on the coast. And also they protecting coast from storms and erosion. And it's really important for low-lying islands and communities to facing rising sea levels, because if there is a healthy coral reef, then basically less likely that the land gonna go underwater. And let's not forget these days, because the money is important, of course, then if a healthy coral ecosystem can benefits the economy as well, because they can generate billions of dollars through tourism, fishing and recreation. So healthy reefs are vital for the livelihoods of millions of people worldwide, and therefore it's important to continue that what is happening right now, that the Great Barrier Reef is recovering. So just still keep continue, just still keep doing what we are doing. Thanks for the conservation efforts and the protection of the areas. We definitely need more areas to protect. I would suggest that like we should protect the whole coastline all around the world. Should be universal law on that we need to take care of these lovely corals. By the way, I'm gonna show that these are the zoo chanterelle, as you see. So they are living on the corals, and these under the microscope how they look like. Yeah, so as you can see they are green, so basically they taking their energy from their sun, and then how they producing the energy for the corals. So yeah, they are tiny creatures living on the corals. All right. So after this first good news, let's move on to the next one, which is gonna be about sea turtles, because actually sea turtle population around the world are getting a boost. Conservation effort, again, thanks to that, like beach patrols and nest protection programs are leading to rise in the number of hatching in the ocean. And you may ask why sea turtles matters, but actually they as well got a really important roles in this environment, in this ecosystem, in this biodiversity, in this earth. So basically these sea turtles, here we go, this is a lovely picture, there we go, look at this nice magnificent turtle who can live more than 100 years for sure, or even 200 years. So basically these sea turtles are really important because they are maintaining a healthy ocean ecosystem. They play a crucial role because, as I told you, they're maintaining the ecosystem, and different species have varied diets. Some grazing on seagrass beds, which helps prevent them from becoming overgrown, while others consume jellyfish and other invertebrates, keeping their population in check. And also they are seed dispersal, because actually as the sea turtle migrate long distance, they carry seeds and plant materials in their digestive tracts, and when they defecate in the new location, they help disperse these plants, promoting the growth of underwater meadows and contributing the overall health in coastal habitat. Another important thing that the sea turtles should be around the world and in the oceans, that basically they have a cultural significance, because sea turtles hold many communities around the world a cultural significance, because they are a symbol of wisdom, resilience and navigation. Their presence is deeply intertwined with the tradition and story of the coastal people. And also let's not forget, again, because we're living in a world where money has a really strong effect. So if sea turtles alive and available to see in the ocean, then basically it gives a tourist boost, healthy sea turtle population attract tourists interested in observing these majestic creatures, and also provide an economic benefits for local communities and foster a sense of responsibility for their conservation. So we humans are responsible for take care of these animals because they live in the ocean, they are part of the ecosystem, and we are part of the ecosystem, and if we are acting in a wrong way, then basically we can affect their life as well. And let's not forget that most importantly why we should take care of these animals, because they actually ancient origins. Sea turtles boast an incredible long history dating back over 100 millions of years. Fossil records shows that actually they swam the oceans even before the dinosaurs dominated the land. Also, they have such a smart evolutionary adaptation because, again, as I told you before, they are here 100 millions of years. They didn't change too much through these years, and because they evolve well in their environment, and basically their streamlined bodies, as you can see, and flippers, and also they got like a really powerful swimming muscles, allow them to navigate vast distance. They also possess a gland to expel excess salt from their bodies, so basically allowing them to survive in a saltwater environment. But let's go back what I said. Unfortunately, they facing some challenges. There is a lot of threats today, such as habitat loss due to a coastal development, accidentally capture in fishing gears, and pollution from plastic and other contaminants endanger these ancient mariners. But before I gonna move to the next good news, I gonna tell you a little fun fact about sea turtles. So basically they can travel thousands of miles through their lives and navigating themselves using the Earth's magnetic field, and also they have a remarkable ability to withstand cold temperature because they can even dive into a freezing Arctic waters. So again, it's really nice news. It's good to hear that the sea turtles population boosting. We still need to take care of it. That like is gonna keep continue because, as I told you, they are really important for the ecosystem. They actually take care of a lot of things. They also are seeders. They taking care of the healthy marine life. Basically, under the water is like basically the same thing what in here for us on the terrestrial land, that they taking care of to be a healthy biodiversity under the water. So just let's keep moving and let's do the good things. Thanks for the conservation efforts, and I really wish that soon as well I gonna do the same, and I'm gonna come with live videos straight away to show how it works. Alright, and after that let's move on. The next good news, which is like one of my favorite good news to be honest, because I'm quite upset with plastic, especially how we are using it. So there is no problem at all that basically scientists invented plastic. It's a really good thing to be honest here and there, because actually plastic, when you are making during the process, plastic is capture carbon dioxide, so it would be a really good thing to use to capture carbon dioxide. But right now, because it's easy, cheap, and really flexible, people using for everything what actually we shouldn't use for. And even if when they are produced, we are creating things what is like a single use one, and then we throw it out and then we're not using it anymore, which is really annoying, because actually when I'm gonna walk through about the points, you're gonna see that like how long it stays in the environment, these plastic pieces what we are making every day. So basically the good news is that many countries and regions are banning and restricting the single-use plastic bags, and basically it's gonna help to reduce plastic pollution in our oceans and landfills and protecting wildlife and ecosystem. It would be nice to ban every single-use things what we are using with plastic we don't need, because there is wood, there is paper, there is different things that are natural things what we could use, and that would be degradable and also would be good for the environment, but not this plastic. But still already the bags is another good step to move forward to a plastic free world. So basically why it's important that like we should reduce our plastic consumption. So first of all, there we go. This is what is the first thing what I wanted to tell is pollution. So you'll be using plastic and all it goes literally into the ocean, giving this not nice view. Even if it's under the water, maybe we can't see, but there are some people who go underwater and taking pictures, and yeah, this is how it looks like. It's quite disgusting, to be honest, and it's actually we humans doing this. We actually harming our own planet with a really bad way. We need to be a little conscious for sure. You need to think about that when you buy that plastic, that where it gonna goes. I hope this picture gonna go into your mind when you next time you are purchasing something with plastic, because yeah, this is where it goes. So plastic pollution is a major environment problem. It ends up in our oceans, rivers, but also landfills, which is harming wildlife, disrupting ecosystem. As you can see here, not really can leave coral or any seaweed or any fish or anything. So yeah, it's a really sad environment what I can see in here, and taking hundreds of years to break down. And even if it's break down, this is gonna break down into microplastic, which is a tiny fragments of plastic debris, and basically these microplastic being found everywhere these days, from the deep oceans to the peaks of the mountains. Because I don't know guys if you heard that, but scientists found microplastic in clouds in top of the Fuji mountain, which is like, honestly, it's ridiculous that basically that's gonna rain into our soil. So not even what we are consuming from the ocean contains microplastic, but it's gonna contains from the plants to every animals and we as well. But you're gonna see that like what's happening with us if we are consuming more and more microplastic, even if unconsciously. But now I'll let you know that if you buy something, that probably you're gonna eat it later on. So plastic also harm the wildlife, because animals often mistake plastic for food and leading to entanglement, suffocation and internal injuries. Seabirds, fish and marine mammals, for example, these dolphins thought that like this plastic piece, here we go, thought that it's food, so it tried to eat it, but in the end it captured by it. It's not a nice view on this dolphin, that this ugly plastic, unfortunately. But they are really vulnerable because they don't know it, this is not food. They don't know that this is literally harming them if they eat it, because actually plastic debris can block their digestive system, and also they hinder growth and reproduction. And also plastic pollution can destruct their habitat. Basically animals which relies on the coral reefs or clean beaches for nesting and breeding can be negatively affected by plastic debris. And after what I told you, some impact on the environment, I need to talk about a little bit that like we can't run away from plastic, even if you throw into your bin and you're thinking that's never gonna come back to you. It actually will in a lot of way, and it's impacting us humans because microplastic already in the food chain, for mostly from seafood consumption. Thank God I don't eat fish. I never liked it too much. So yeah, but take care of, guys, when you're eating fish, think about that it probably contains microplastic and you can't run away from that. And the long-term health effects of microplastic ingestion are still being studied, but it raises concern about potential harm for sure. Also, because there is plastic pollution, there basically is not really the ecosystem healthy, and therefore they can't really provide us clean air or clean water. And also plastic is affect the regulation of the climate, and not really we can get how we say essential resources, because plastic pollution disrupts these services, and again it's impacting us in a various way. And let's not forget that plastic contains chemicals. These are harmful chemicals like the bisphenol A or a BPA. Basically, these chemicals can leach into food or beverage and potentially affecting human health, particularly hormonal development and reproductive health. I don't know also if you heard about that, but microplastic, it actually can reduce the sperm numbers, which leading to less healthier sperms, which actually you can make children. So yeah, it's actually a pretty dangerous thing what some scientists invented, and therefore we need to take care of it, that like we consuming less plastic, because definitely it's gonna be benefit us and benefit our environment as well, because you don't even know, but actually what you throw away is gonna come back to you, and that's gonna go into your body, and it's causing a lot of health problems for you. And let me tell you that like actually that's a lot of spending money for no reason, and actually you're gonna make just, oh, thank you so much, the likes, thank you, and actually you're gonna just make rich the pharmacy and also the medical part, and they're gonna allow for you that like, yeah, just keep going, eat the plastic because you're gonna make them rich. But let's go beyond the obvious. So basically it's obvious, if we are making less plastic, then it's gonna be pollute less, because actually this plastic mostly derives from fossil fuels like oil and natural gas, and this actually contributes to the greenhouse gas emission and climate change. And also it's going to be better the waste management, because right now the waste management is really bad. I don't know how what's happening in your country, but most of the country, I believe, their waste management is really bad. They not taking care of properly the waste to be keep in one place. They don't mind if some piece come off from the truck, or they don't throw away properly, or they throw it next to it, the waste, and actually the wind and animals spread all around the world, and actually in the end anyway it goes into the oceans mostly. So we, even if we are producing more plastic, then we need to manage the waste properly, because but it's a big significant challenge, of course, because first of all we need to find out how we can recycle this plastic in a proper way, which many plastic is still not in that level. and the landfills are overflowing, and the current recycling method are not effective enough to handle the plastic we produce, and it's harmful and cause air pollution, water pollution, food pollution, everything what you can think of. And that we still using a lot of plastic what is in packaging, bottles, bags, and they are degraded after hundreds of years. So yeah, I'm really happy that many countries banning single-use bags, because actually we have so many bags already at home. I'm super sure because I do, but I'm long time I'm not purchasing single-use plastic bags. Instead, I take my proper bag and then gonna pack it into there, and then I can carry anytime when I want. You don't need for that plastic bags. So just use your normal bags. You have many, I'm super sure. Just don't forget it, but probably you won't because you anyway mostly you walking with bags. So yeah, just be a little bit conscious that like what you are doing in that moment, that it's gonna come back in later. It's cause a ripple effect, the domino effect, that like it can cause bad, but also there are things that cause good. So think through in your mind, and if you see that like, oh, probably the effect is gonna be bad, then just like try to find a something alternative, because there are various alternatives on the market already. Thanks for the research and a lot of people effort to doing that. And yeah, you can sort it out, definitely. Don't be that lazy to think through a little bit. Just it takes 10 seconds that like you see that there is, let's say, an aubergine covered with plastic bags, and then you think that why it's neat, so then you just like put it back into the shelves, because actually this as well can force the companies to drop these items, and they're gonna buy those items which is not covered with plastic, because they can see the demand on people. So the power literally is in our hand mostly, even if we think not. But if the companies see that something is not purchased in some reason, they either change or they either go to bankruptcy. So just think through. Definitely it's worth to take that 10 second to think that like how will affect your life, another life, the environment, the wildlife, and all these things. So yeah, this is what I ask from you guys. Definitely please, because this actually can create a better world for us and for everywhere around the world, for the animals as well. And this actually goes to the next good news, which is all about everyday people. Hooray! It's about us, it's about me, it's you. So basically the power of citizen science is making a real difference, because these days there are regular people are participating in projects that collect valuable data on everything from bird populations to water quality, and this information is crucial for informing conservation strategies and monitoring environmental changes. So these days, luckily, many companies and many projects give the opportunity to play a role and participate, and because basically people is there are 8 billions of people all around the world. Scientists, there are like, let's say, some thousands, so they can be everywhere all around the world at the same time, but we can individually. But still it's a big thing, because if these scientists collect all around the world what we are giving them, then they actually can create a nice good project about it, that like what should be changed, what should goes well, what should like boost up a little bit, or what we shouldn't do anymore, and all these things. Like for example, if you think now in a large scale solution, then basically these surveys is held for the renewable energy initiatives, like because these projects actually promoting solar, wind, geothermal, and other renewable energy sources, and basically these are crucial for reducing our dependence on fossil fuels, and because this actually changing our climate. And so basically large-scale solar farms and investment in offshore wind turbine installations, it can help for that. And this is all about us, because they're taking surveys that like where is like windy, or where is more sun available, or how large is the land what we could use, and all these things. So we can help a lot the scientists. And also there is another way in large-scale solution that like basically these projects can create a sustainable forest management, because they create programs that promote responsible forestry practices like selective loggings and reforestation efforts, and this is gonna help to protect from the extinction of forests and deforestation. And basically if it's happening, this is as well can drive to the climate change and biodiversity loss, because let's not forget that trees is actually has a vital role to creating oxygen and make a proper climate for us and absorb carbon dioxide. And also there is another solution which can help this project is on ocean conservation efforts, which is already talked about, like such as the Great Barrier Reef and the sea turtle conservation efforts. Because if we are protecting the marine areas from plastic pollution, from waste and all this stuff, then basically it can help create a healthier ocean ecosystem. And this actually we can create in a way that we making a sustainable fishing practices, and it's actually gonna protect the ocean from overfishing. And again, we need to reduce our plastic consumption, and that's gonna help to create a healthier ocean. In a community-based projects, there are like urban greening, that basically communities come together and planting trees, creating green spaces in cities to help combat from urban heats. And also this improve air quality and provides habitat for urban wildlife. And this basically you can create either in your garden or on your rooftops, and this gonna have a better ecosystem. And let's not forget that like wildlife corridors, what I talked about last week, from the first part of the good news around the world, then basically we can create wildlife corridors, and basically this is gonna help to protect habitat that connect with the ecosystem, allows animals to move freely, and reduce habitat isolation. And you can do in a way that basically participate in planting native vegetations to create these corridors. And also there are citizen science programs that basically they are engaging the public in scientific research, and this can be a very powerful tool for environment protection, because these people allow ordinary people to collect data on everything from bird population to water quality, and providing scientists with a valuable information for conservation effort. And also if we are doing it, then we actually going to be more conscious what is around us and how we take care of it, and why they are so important, and what is our things to do, what is our role to do to take care of them. And let's shrink it now, and let's talk about individual actions, that what we can do to protect our planet. So firstly, of course, we need to reduce our carbon footprint, like basically you just need to make small changes in your daily life, and that's already gonna have a significant impact, such as using public transport, cycling or walking rather than sitting in the car to go shopping like 10 minutes away, And also let's not forget reduce energy consumption at home. So when it's the light, when the sun is shining or there is daylight, then it's not necessary to use lights inside your house. Also when you are taking shower, it's not necessary to do 20-30 minute showers because you're not going to be cleaner anyway. And also we need to adopt a more sustainable diet for a healthier planet, which means that you need to support sustainable businesses first of all, but also local businesses which is actually close to you, so there is not much deliveries all around, so therefore cars not running their engine and therefore they not releasing carbon dioxide and more toxic gases into the air. And if we're using sustainable businesses that actually, if you think our money is like a voting ticket, so if we pay for them, they actually can boost their consumption and we can demand more from them, so they can also evolve and develop with ideas which gonna help our planet, because basically they're using recyclable materials, they are reducing waste and minimizing their carbon footprint. And this actually can send the powerful messages and support businesses making a positive difference, not like those big companies who don't care nothing else, just your money be in their pocket. So just be careful, because companies using us, they want our money, what actually we're working for them, so basically they all want back what they give back to us. So just need to be careful, and we need to support those local and sustainable businesses who definitely care that what's going on around in our environment. And so to go back, so also to the sustainable diet, yeah, we need to consume less meat, definitely, because this takes a lot of space, and it's not necessary, because I know many people, they are just wasting their food. And also what actually eating through the meat is that what you're eating, what that animal eat it from that plants. So it's really not necessary to eat meat, we just need to drop those animals and eat straight away those plants, and you're gonna get the same things for your body, probably healthier, because it's already not consumed. So yeah, there are various ways that like we can protect our planet as everyday people. There were some examples. Hopefully maybe one or two things you gonna start use it, because yeah, it's actually can cause a big effect, a big positive effect on our planet. So just keep going, guys. To be honest, I try to reduce my carbon footprint as much as I can. Mostly I am commute with bicycle or walking. I'm also, last time when I was on holiday, rather to sit on an airplane, I actually used trains. It was actually lovely, it was nice views all around, and I really enjoyed the time. And also with my diet as well, I'm barely eating animal products, literally not even 1% that I'm eating it. Using energy, literally, like even if it's night, I'm alright, I can see in the dark, so I don't really need electricity. If it's winter, guys, I'm sleeping with the window is open, like honestly. We came from outside, from the nature, we are developed, we are evolved for that like to not to be cold. It's just all mental. So yeah, there are definitely things which we could change, we just don't need to be lazy. We need to realize that like we need to do some efforts to change and protect our planet. So I hope, guys, you're gonna do that. And the last good news what I wanted to talk about that basically there are a lot of rewilding efforts all around the world, and which is a really good thing, because rewilding means that it involves restoring degraded lands or reintroducing native species into their environment. And basically this approach is bringing back lost ecosystem and promoting biodiversity. For example, there was a project introducing wolves in the Yellowstone National Park, and basically when they introduced, then actually helped the ecosystem, it made it healthier and returned a lot of trees and increased in population of prey animals. Here we go, this is how a grey wolf looks like, one of my favorite mammals. They are beautiful, magnificent animal, look at that, they are so nice. I mean, yeah, I love them. So these wolves have been hunted in the Yellowstone National Park until they extinct, and actually it was a really bad effect on the ecosystem, because basically the prey animals overpopulated and therefore they grazed everything what they could. So there was a lot of trees, a lot of plants were actually also extinct, and therefore the biodiversity shrink. But as they introduce them back, they take care of everything, because they are actually a keystone species. Wolves are keystone species, and right now the Yellowstone National Park is thriving in biodiversity. Fun fact that actually the largest wild canine in North America is the gray wolf, and also they are highly social animals that live in packs, and they got a complex social structure. They can communicate over long distance using howls, whimpers, and also they can communicate with body language. And as I told you, they play a vital role in the ecosystem, because they keeping the prey population in check and promoting a healthy biodiversity. The another nice rewilding story is we need to go to Romania. So basically Romania, they made a project to rewild European bisons. So this is a European bison, here we go. These as well, like a really big, huge herbivores. They are as well nice animals for sure. Like probably if I wouldn't stand next to it, like I think my head would be around here. Something like that. So basically the European bison was widespread across Europe, but they were again, come on humans, honestly, hunted to near extinction by the early 20th century. But luckily conservation efforts began in the 1950s, and with a reintroduction program starting in the 1960s in Romania in the Mᴉndatory Nature Park, and basically they become successful with this project, and since their reintroduction the European bison population in Romania has grown significantly, and these large herbivores play a crucial role in shaping the forest ecosystem, promoting they as well a good biodiversity and creating a healthier habitat for other species. And also rewilding is widely good benefit for the ecotourism as well, because they can create programs for local communities, and also bisons is grazing. The bison grazing helps maintain open clearing within the forest, so promoting plant diversity and attracting bird life. And the last rewilding is more like it's basically they restored degraded land, more like they actually restored a place which was underwater. So it happens in Netherlands, and basically the land, the place which is called the Oostvaardersplassen, is a man-made former polder. Polder mean that like land claim back from water. So basically it was all around water, the land, but they could create to make back into land. And this started in the 1980s. Here we go. This is the Oswald-Splashen. So here we go. As you can see, there are many waters still under, the land still many places underwater. But as you can see, this nice green area, there are some trees as well, but there as well you can see there's still the soil is not healthy in there. So basically they started to introduce large herbivores like red deers and conic horses and hack cattle, and basically the outcome later on was that over time this land is transformed from managed landscape into a semi-natural wilderness, which is a really good thing. So basically people help this area to manage a little bit until the nature started to crack on by itself, and now it's already a semi-natural wilderness. So basically there is don't need too much work on this land to keep the biodiversity healthy, because already nature can do it itself, which is a really good thing. And this actually can show that like if people do a little effort on lands, that how big difference we can make and how we can turn back into a good thing what we actually ruin it, because the grazing animals help create diverse habitats, attracting variety of birds, insects and other wildlife. So yeah, so as you can see, we humans, we are not bad as we think. Definitely right now need a bit more education for sure about these things, to know that like what we can do and how we can do. But as we find out and we heard and we learn about it, and we're gonna practice on that what we learn, that actually we can create a big effect on our environment in a good way. It's in us, because we as well come from nature. Even if we're living in a house right now, we still a natural being, and we need to learn that like what the nature taught us back before, and after that we can create again a good future for us, for the environment, for our planet. So yeah, that's why was this Mᴉndatory all about the good news, just to show you that like it's not everything bad around us what those corrupt news showing us. Definitely we should have more good news in the TVs, in radios, in the social media and all everywhere where we can connect with people, because actually can shift our mindset. Because if you always see bad, you're gonna see in around your environment only bad, and you're gonna be stressed, won't be happy, and this cause a lot of bad effects, mentally, physically, everything. So yeah, that's why was this Mᴉndatory all about this good news, just to show you that like there are good things as well all around the world, and it's happening, and you can do that as well. You can create something good. You actually don't need to change too much, or you don't need to move too much your fingers, but you still need to do it. You still need to move a little bit. You still need to get up and make a little effort, because without effort we won't go nowhere, and we just let that like these people who are right now leading our planet is just ruin everything, and it's not gonna be good for us. So come on guys, just still keep going and just be positive, because positive things is always stronger than negatives. And before I go, I just want to tell again that what is available on Amazon. So basically I have two books, like let's say journals, yeah, similar. So basically these I'm selling on Amazon. You can find a link in my bio for this, but through that if you write my name, you can find this as well, or even just write the name of the book, also you can find it. So basically, one is for children's, for kids. So basically it's called the Little Zoologist Collection. This is how it looks like from outside, and this is how it looks from inside. So as you can see, firstly you can teach your kids to the English alphabet, and because as you can see there's A, B, C until Z, W, all this. And also another way what you can play with your kids, that actually there is a task that like it says that draw an animal beginning with W. Right now I don't know none yet but basically definitely there is a animal with W, so your child write the name of the animal which is beginning with W, and after, as you see, there is a rectangle, an empty one, which is actually helps and can let your child to draw that animal what is written on the top in here beginning with W. And this like you can do from A till Z, and then after it's done, and basically your child learn the alphabet, they learn some animal names, and also they made a little drawing skills. The second is more serious, let's say. It's for from teenagers to adults, but it's called the Brain Codex. It's all about that, like how you can develop your mind, your mindset, yourself, how you can turn bad habits and bad loops into good ones, into positive ones. So there are different tasks to do. That like, let's say you write what you like, what you don't like, what is your weaknesses, and also you can write, of course, that like what you have already positive, just to see that like, yeah, you have positive things, it's not everything negative, but also there is the negatives one, and for that there is a little task to find out that like actually those negative loops, why it's happening, and you need to actually ask 5 times to find out the real reason that like why you're doing something in a negative way, what you are doing in the daily everyday life. You can write your strategy how to do that. You can write that like if it's happening that one loop you can convert into a positive one, and also you can write some goals, that what would you like, what would you want to be, how it should change. And also there are some commitments to write, bucket list, and also let's not forget you can write your achievement as well. So I think it's really handy because actually it's small, so you can take it everywhere, and also it helps you to not to stay in a loop what you don't want. And if you are not sure in something, then you just open it and you read it again, and you are sure that like what you are doing and where is your path goes. I would advise use pencils because of course your brain and I mean that's the reason for this book, you to evolve. So when you actually something you change, so your negative is into positive, but there's coming up some new ones, then you can change it into that. So yeah, so these ones are available on Amazon both, and for this you can straight away find the link in the bio. I think it's a good thing either for your kid or for yourself or for your teenager kids to learn that like how they can be a better self, how they can be a better person. And yeah, so this was the Mᴉndatory Show with me, Sándor, and I hope you enjoyed the today topics, and I'm gonna come back later on and coming with some new topics. Until then, take care guys, and as I told you, be positive and yeah, never give up. Bye bye.